Alright, so this is going to be the first of, I think, a 3-part series that's going to go over fill patterns and filled regions in general in Revit. So the first thing to understand about fill patterns is, I guess, really how to make them, and they're generally going to get made from the Annotate tab. And then we're going to go to region and either filled region or masking region. And we can draw the origin of it or the extents of it. We can change what the filled region is going to be. And then we can finish it. That's going to make that. If we change this to diagonal up, gravel, solid colors, maybe like a wood fill or so on, they're all going to get stacked into here. The most important thing to understand about filled regions versus fill patterns is that they're kind of two different things. So the first thing is, this is a filled region, right? So it's a region that's filled and it is using a pattern. So if we go into edit type here for the filled region wood, we'll see it has a fill pattern attached to it, and that fill pattern is wood 02 drafting, and that fill pattern color is kind of a gray, right? So if we take a look at this is going to open up another dialog called fill patterns, and there's two different kinds of fill patterns. There's drafting patterns and model patterns. Drafting patterns are going to change with your view scale, so the space between these lines is going to grow as the scale of the view increases, whereas model patterns are going to stay a certain size, right? So you can kind of start to see the difference between these two types of patterns. When we're looking at drafting patterns, we're talking about a grid, and this is a small grid, this is a medium grid, and this is a big grid. But we're not saying that this is a 4x4 tile, it's just a grid. And the size of it is going to change. So these are generally used to kind of code information into your plans and sections and things. Whereas the model patterns are going to be used to show floor patterns or a shake on the side of your building or the roof. A 12x12 tile, right? These are all patterns that are designed to not change scale. So we can see that play out here. I'm going to just delete this one. So we have a couple different things here, right? So this one is a cast stone pattern, this one is a concrete pattern, this one is a cross pattern, and this one is a diagonal pattern. If we change the scale of this view, watch what happens here. These ones are all going to change. They're going to get smaller as the view gets to be tighter. This one is not going to change. So if we go up to, 1 inch equals a foot, you can see here these all got much smaller because these are really tight views with a lot of fine-grained detail. So Revit is automatically changing this view density to accommodate, because these are drafting patterns, whereas this one it didn't touch. Right, if I go even more to 6 inch equals a foot, now these are actually displaying gray because there's so much detail in there, whereas this still has not changed. So that's the first part. The other two parts are importing your own custom patterns from PAT files and then actually building patterns from scratch.